which comes out to 32 owners, 5.25 million, about 165,000.
Huddled in the back room of a Maryland pub is nearly a century's worth of NFL experience. It's a kind of monthly support group for retired players, but not really in the Bruce Springsteen glory days mold. The talk is often serious, of friends suffering degenerative brain disease or an ongoing lawsuit against the NFL. Few regret their years in the league, but all still feel their effects.
I wake up every day a mess.
I had to have my foot operated on, and they had to chip bone off of my hip and all that. That was nothing.
I did get knocked out once, went back in the game, got knocked out again at the end, and then had some problems after that game.
It's, it's aches and pains and necks and knees and elbows hurt. Everything hurts.
Or 2 torn tendons, bone spurs, bone chips.
Can't move my arm past that. Hands are numb.
Yes, I think I am happy that I played.
I wouldn't have given it up either. I still want to go back and do it.
Rick Maese joins us. He's been writing the print versions of these stories. And Rick, the Post conducted a wide-ranging survey of former NFL players, and I want to go through some of the numbers because they're really interesting. These injuries are not an uncommon thing. Our study showed 9 in 10 report suffering aches and pains on a daily basis, and the vast majority of them, 91%, connect nearly all those pains to football.
Yeah, I think we all know that football is a dangerous game and guys are going to get hurt. I think what's interesting is that years after they leave the game, they're still suffering pain that they connect back to football. And if you think about it, so many of the injuries are the orthopedic nature, joints, knees, hips. Guys have arthritis at higher rates, and it's stuff that kind of shows up years later. So we talk to players and they say, maybe when I'm 30 I'm okay, maybe I'm 35 I'm okay. Once you hit 40, you're really waking up every day and you're negotiating a variety of pains throughout your body, and it just gets worse as they get older.
And yet our survey showed a surprisingly small number of regrets. 9 in 10 said they're happy they played, although, interestingly, fewer than half would recommend it to their kids.
Yeah, that's the interesting paradox, huh? I mean, I think they're able to see there were a lot of benefits they took from the game. Some of it's certainly money, especially for the guys that have played, in the more recent years. But there's also friendships they count, the competitive nature, some of the fame and celebrity they receive from the game. So they kind of weigh the risks they faced and the rewards they found, and a lot of them find that they're really living a good life because of football, even if they're waking up in a little bit of pain every day.
When it's an entire life-changing experience to make this kind of money, I guess these guys feel like it was worth it. But our final slide shows that while a majority does say the NFL's care was good or excellent, a third rated the medical care the teams offered as not so good or poor.
Yeah, and that's another interesting number because right now, both the NFL and the NFL Players Union, health and safety is something they're arguing about on a daily basis almost. So to kind of ask these former players what they thought they received, I think it was somewhat enlightening. And a lot of the guys said that they were playing when they were hurt, so they're constantly being treated by medical doctors, medical staff. But they also felt like they didn't have any choice to go out there and play through pain. And a lot of them weren't sure that the teams and the team doctors had their best interests in mind. They said that the team came first. That's who's signing their paychecks, and their personal health came second.
Is there a trend of improvement? Are the guys that played in the 70s and 80s seem to be in a worse spot than the guys that may have retired in the last few years?
There certainly is. When it comes to medical care, the guys that are retired since the year 2000, they're reported to be happier. They're happier not just to have played the game, but also with the level of medical care they received. So I think that does show that things are getting better. And we'll have to wait years from now to find out if those guys are going to be waking up with the same kinds of aches and pains as they get older.
Okay, Rick, interesting stuff, and nice to have hard numbers on some things that we assumed but now have in a more concrete way.
Yeah.